Implementation overview. How we set up the evaluation. The first thing we ask you to do is identify a group of target learners. The What Work Teachers platform will then allocate these into intervention or control group using random allocation. You'll then complete the pre-assessment spelling test with both groups. The intervention group will have the intervention delivered weekly with the teaching assistants, and then the control group will continue as normal. And then at the end of the 5-week trial, both groups will complete the spelling test again. So let's look at this as a step-by-step process. So step 1, identify a group of learners to participate in the evaluation from the same year group. Step 2, identify 60 challenging words from the National Curriculum Guidance. These will be introduced by 15 new spellings a week over 4 weeks. And then select 20 of these challenging words to use as the pre and post assessment task. This will be the same one. Step 3, using the trial wizard on the What Work Teachers platform, randomly assign the learners to the intervention and the control group. So the implementation stage. Complete the pre-assessment spelling test with both the intervention and control groups. Record the marks in the Excel tracker located in the resource folder and input this into the pre-test on the trial wizard. For the intervention group, deliver the targeted intervention. Use your professional judgment to decide the frequency, whether this is daily or weekly, and log this in the process evaluation. The control group will continue as business as usual for the duration of the trial. Step 6, complete the post-assessment spelling test, which is the same as the pre, to both the intervention and control group. Record the marks again in the Excel tracker and then input this into the post test on the trial wizard. Then you can analyze the results to find out how the intervention has worked in your school. So let's quickly recap the intervention. So the spelling intervention focuses on year 4-5 pupils. The intervention is delivered by a teaching assistant in small groups and can be set as homework, and each session will take approximately 10 minutes. The intervention uses the look, say, cover, write, check method of spelling, where children study a word, say the word aloud clearly, paying attention to the spelling, cover it up with a piece of paper or the hand. We do include a template. Write the spelling next to the original word, check their version to see if they've got it right, and then write the correct spelling again if necessary. This version of the strategy emphasizes reading and saying the word aloud to help connect the written and spoken word. So how do you select the spellings? So use the National Curriculum Guidance on pages 59-74 for the expected spelling words for years 4-5. Please use this to create a list of 60 words that you can select for the intervention, and then you will select 20 of these for the pre and post test assessment task. Each week, the learners will practice 15 new spellings using the look, say, cover, write, check strategy with a teaching assistant. We include a template in the resource folder, a tracking spreadsheet which allows you to link an anonymized student ID to a student in your class and then record whether they're in the control or intervention. So key considerations. Logistical issues need to be considered before using a targeted spelling intervention. So is there a suitable time of the day for this to be delivered? The location, whether this be classroom or in the library or somewhere quiet in the school. Supervision. If you don't have enough teaching assistants to deliver this intervention, then what you can do is, if you have 2-form entry, we do have another trial, which is at class level. So you can look at that one. Reminders on the day of the intervention can just be reminded about the session. Make sure that for the resources, you just print off the template in advance of the sessions. And then are you going to link this to some rewards for the students who are completing this task? And logistical barriers are often common when any intervention is delivered in school, so just consider these before starting the intervention. So the assessment. The outcome measure for this trial is defined by the pre and post spelling assessment task. The assessment is marked out of 20 and is the same for both the pre and the post assessment. As both the control and intervention groups receive the same assessment, familiarity with this one should not bias the effect size. And what we ask you to do is, can you complete this under test conditions if possible? Allow approximately 10 to 15 minutes for the assessment. Provide an example of the word in a sentence to provide context for each spelling. And then make sure you record your pre and post assessment scores on your tracking spreadsheet and input these into the platform. So that's the end of your implementation video. The next thing you'll need to do is to download the research protocol and the resource folder, and then go onto the trial wizard to start your trial.